So please welcome Marion Lloyd.
Well, comrades, it's an absolute pleasure to speak at this inspirational rally. And it would be right in every way to start off by recognising the courage and inspiration of workers up and down the country struggling against this Tory government. The equal pay dispute in Glasgow, the bin workers in Birmingham, the McDonald's workers, the battles in PCS, the recent victory that we've had in the living wage, winning the living wage for super exploited workers. And it would be remiss of me not to mention our brave members in HMRC in Ealing, balloting again to try and save their jobs and to save their offices. And then, of course, the postal workers. What admiration and solidarity we must send to them, wiping away the Tory trade union laws like they don't mean a damn thing. Workers prepared to unite together to struggle in their defence of their jobs and their conditions. Solidarity to all those workers, all those brave workers. And nobody can doubt, particularly us in this room, that the trade union movement have taken a battering. But these inspirational disputes and the disputes that are to come show that under the right leadership, that workers are prepared to fight, and fight we damn well will. I stood here proudly at the closing rally of Socialism last year and explained the issues that we were facing inside PCS. And despite the campaign to remove our elected AGS, Comrade Chris Boff, despite being lectured by these people about left unity discipline, clear that it only means if it's a candidate of their choosing will they abide by the discipline of left unity. As soon as Chris Boff was elected as the left unity candidate, they broke ranks. And not only did they support an opposition candidate, they supported a candidate from the unelected bureaucracy of our union. So desperate were they to see his removal, which really was a battle of ideas, trying to remove democratic discussion and debate. But let's be clear, that defeat is temporary. It was a Pyrrhic victory, because what we've seen since then is a new left growing, that we are still fighting inside our union. But more than that, that the ideas that we've been able to put across, not just during the AGS campaign, but now in the General Secretary campaign, is getting an echo above and beyond that we've ever seen before. The support that we've had is overwhelming. We came into the race late. 39 nominations in the space of a month. 62. Mark Sawatka, the incumbent, 62. And he's been preparing for this election for months. But we know that this election comes at a crucial time for PCS members and the working class. The ruling class are split and in crisis. We have lived through years of austerity, seeing our standards of living absolutely devastated. But it is in this context that it is crucial to have a General Secretary that understands the political situation under which we live and the role of the trade union in that context. The attitude of the current leadership to dealing with the real members our members face is to cross their fingers and hope for the return of a Labour government. And that is simply not enough. It will not work and it will not deliver what we need to change the working lives and improve the working lives of our members. Because we know, And we understand that nothing is straightforward. Even if a Corbyn government is elected, and even if the Labour Party were united, but we also understand, and we need to have general secretaries and leaders that state life as it absolutely is. And we know that the Labour Party is two parties in one. In the left corner, we've got socialists. And in the right corner, we've got pro-business, pro-austerity, people who will stop at nothing to stop Corbyn and also remove him if they so wish. And let's not forget that many of these Blairites, they voted for the cuts and the closures and the pay freeze that our members are suffering from. We give them no blank cheque. We say to them, we want you to implement the policies of our union, and if you don't, we will unite together and we will struggle. And we need to be absolutely clear that if it's a Labour government or any government of any colour, that the role of the trade union is to pressure them into conceding our demands. PCS members can wait no longer. 1 in 10 civil servants earn less than the living wage. Thousands of workers in DWP and HMRC are claiming the benefits that they administer. We've got record numbers of members on personal debt, struggling to pay the bills, make ends meet, and some are even using food banks. The Wodka rubbished our alternative strategy, which was a discussion about tactics, about how we can get through the Tory threshold. He seems to be utterly incapable of grasping the fact that this is a question of tactics, not some dogmatic truth. He made a principle out of a single national ballot, when in actual fact, if he'd have listened to our comrades on the National Executive Committee and our supporters on the National Executive Committee, we could be in the position today of having 21 areas of the civil service out on strike, struggling for pay, building that dispute amongst the rest of the civil service. Again, what an absolute dereliction of duty not to be able to or have the courage to discuss and debate, come to a view and go out and build. The UCU ballot, an incredible result, announced 2 days ago, a ballot that won under a similar set of tactics that we argued for in PCS, that won on pay and conditions. I wonder whether Mark Sawatka is going to accuse those UCU workers of being conservative and opposed to national action. I absolutely doubt it, and all solidarity to those workers who have voted to carry on with their struggle. Our job is to join up struggles. Our job is to give members the confidence that with the proper strategy and effective leadership, we can win. We must cut through the growing bureaucracy that exists inside PCS. We must reclaim the union and make it democratic and accountable. A union that recognises and uses its collective powers. I will not take the General Secretary's wage. I have been active in this union for more than 40 years, and I am not in it for my own personal gain. I have the confidence in our method and our approach, but also in the preparedness of our members and class to fight and win. We must rebuild the left on the basis of a political strategy, an industrial strategy, and one that at the heart of it is democracy and respects discussion and debate. Comrades, in closing, we need to replace the current leadership. It is spent and it is worn. They have no faith in our members to struggle. We do. The "if you want to fight, we will support you" strategy does not work and sounds more like Dave Prentice than the revolutionary firebrand Mark Sawatka portrays himself as. I notice there is no reference to "step aside, brother" in his campaign. Maybe that's because he's being challenged by 2 women. But I call on you, Mark Sawatka. I call on you to step aside, brother. Not because of your gender, but because you have failed our members. It's time for you to go. We must learn. I have learnt all of my working life that by being a member of the militant and now the Socialist Party, that our struggle is to win the best candidates for our members on the best programme. But I understand as well that it's part of a wider struggle for socialist change. That is what we're here for, and that is what we fight and we struggle for. Solidarity, comrades. Let's go out there and do what we can in this election. Thank you for listening.